Chris Giancarlo is the former chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission under Donald Trump. Good morning to you. Thanks for coming in here. Here's a Treasury document called Bitcoin Digital Gold. We've heard that before, okay? That's one element. Next one, Elon Musk praising El Salvador's Impreso crypto reserve. All right, so that's an interesting relationship. Why is this happening now? What does the incoming administration see as favorable for Bitcoin?
There's a number of reasons why this is happening. One is because the technology has come about. We've finally reached the stage of the internet where we can go beyond storing information on the internet to actually storing things of value. Things of value like wealth, things of value like ownership of a home. This is what they call the new wave of the internet, an internet of value, and the technology's there. In fact, when you think about it, what they really are is protocols that allow us to store value on the internet, as opposed to the way we've been doing it in human society for only the last 400 years, storing value in basically an IOU from a financial institution. And as we've learned in the last 40 years, during which the internet has never gone down, banks have failed, including 3 banks of America's top 20 just in the last 3 years. So moving value storage on the internet is an idea whose time has come. Bitcoin, which is the most widely known and has had the most spectacular success, might be the equivalent, as you said, Bill, to digital gold. In the previous world, the analog world, what cash was to gold, in the digital world, digital money may be to Bitcoin. Let me give you another example. We live in a time where 1 out of every $4 has been printed in the last 5 years. We are actively debasing our currency. And at the same time, Bitcoin has, into its design, programmed scarcity. You can never have more than a certain amount of Bitcoin. And so the dollar is depreciating, Bitcoin is appreciating. Quick factoid. In 2018, the average American home would have cost you over $260,000 and over 400 Bitcoin. Today, the average American home is now over $460,000. It would cost you less than 5 Bitcoin. What's been the better investment of the last 5 years?
So what's been the better investment of the last 5 years? Bitcoin or dollars? I think with that explanation, it's a no-brainer. With that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you.
Hey guys, sorry for the quick interruption, but if you're interested in trading MicroStrategy, MicroStrategy options, any other stock out there, Bitcoin, Solana, or any other crypto out there, you can now do that on MooMoo. And if you sign up with our affiliate link, which we pin in the comment section, also in the description below, when you sign up and deposit any amount, you're going to receive up to 20 free stocks, and each one of these stocks could be valued at up to $2,000. So make sure to sign up with MooMoo. Go get that free money. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video.
And to get straight into it, we're taking a look at the massive news. Bitcoin Bros posted this a couple hours back. Look at this. This is the QQQ inclusion. There's a couple additions. Planetary Technologies, Equinix Incorporated, MicroStrategy is getting added to QQQ. Expects buys from the NASDAQ 100. This is massive news. Invest Answers is saying, per Eric Balchunas, MicroStrategy set to join NASDAQ 100. The 2 billion smash buy incoming. Get ready for the squeeze. A massive squeeze could be coming. These prices have been suppressed. Post-market right now is around 380. We've been in a downtrend after this 550 blow off top. But if you look what's happened, there's some bullish momentum even in the chart. So if you look here, look at these bottoms. We came down, the 20 crossed over the 50 and the 200 moving averages, which is a bearish indication. This is on the hour chart, so we're looking on the micro here. Each time we came to the bottom before we had a rally up, was this white line that established in the RSI. We had this rally up from about 370, this was a dead cat bounce, to 450, then we put in a lower low here, but we ultimately just held that support on this line. This bottom was around 337, ultimate buy opportunity. When we show you here why in a second. And then we started putting in another bottom here, which was a higher low, And then look what happened here. We put another bottom in here, which was another higher low. But look what happened here. If we zoom into this price action, the most recent dip, we zoom in here, what do we notice? The price came down from this low around 363 and put a lower low in down to 355. But during that same time frame, what happened with the RSI? The RSI put in a higher low right there. This is a hidden bullish divergence, and right now this is a coiling up pattern. This is turning into the corner, and we could be getting ready to break through this 20 moving average, or the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average, get back into the 400s, and that massive squeeze could be around the corner. Current time of this recording, Bitcoin looks the same. If we look at these bottoms right here, every time we touch right here, around here, and this was the 50 moving average, and right here, look at, we've just been putting in higher highs and higher lows in this RSI. The RSI just stair-stepping its way up. The price is just stair-stepping its way up. And the last time we were actually below the 50 moving average was right here when we double bottomed on this RSI, and we went from 67,000 up to over $100,000. So as far as a percent move goes, you're looking at roughly a 55% move to the upside. So right now, the times before we sort of bounced off the 50 moving average, but we are sort of in that same place we were back here before we did that 55% move. So what if we did another 55% move from where we are right now, around 96.7? 55%, let's extend this up a little bit, around $150,000. So could that be around the corner? How long did it take for this to play out? Let's get our price range. The last time we were below was here, and this took roughly 180, about a month's time, in 1 month's time. So we could be looking out from where we are right now to the middle of January, and we could be getting extremely bullish by the middle of January. A lot of people are sleeping on these suppressed prices, think the top is in, and this bull market's just getting started. This is a satire account. We just wanted to tell you this. Microsoft shareholders reject the proposal for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. So MicroStrategy or Microsoft shareholders had an opportunity to vote if they want a Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. They voted it down. In 5 years, they'll understand everybody buys Bitcoin at the price they deserve. 1,000%. And we have an excerpt from Michael Saylor showing you and telling you the end game with Bitcoin and what's to come. We hope you're prepared.
All the capital in the world sitting in Siberian real estate or Chinese natural gas or every other currency derivative that's held as a long-term store of value. Europeans, Africans, South Americans, Asians, they all just dump their crappy property and their crappy capital assets and they buy Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin goes to the moon. The U.S. is the big beneficiary. U.S. companies are the big beneficiary. And while you're doing that, you normalize and support digital currency, and you just define digital currency as the U.S. dollar backed by U.S. dollar equivalents in a regulated U.S. custodian that's audited. What happens next? $150 billion of stablecoin goes to $1 trillion, 2, 4, 8, and probably somewhere between $8 and $16 trillion. And you create 10 to $20 trillion of demand for U.S. sovereign debt. And so you're like, while you're taking away a little bit of the demand because the capital asset of Bitcoin grows, you're adding back the demand to back the stable coin. Where does the digital currency goes? It replaces the CNY, the ruble. It replaces every African currency. It replaces every South American currency. It replaces the euro. I mean, if you really believe in U.S. world reserve currency and U.S. values, every single currency in the world will actually just merge into the U.S. dollar if it was freely available. there isn't a stronger currency.
No, there isn't.
There's only currencies pegged to the dollar explicitly, like a DRAM or the CNY, literally pegged to the dollar explicitly. Then there's implicitly pegged to the dollar, like the euro. And then there's currencies collapsing against the dollar. And like, so what were we on, after World War II, during World War I? We're on the dollar standard. After World War I, the dollar standard. Treaty of Genoa, the dollar standard. Bretton Woods, the dollar standard. And it's like, we're like, oh, we just discovered the dollar standard, 1971. We've been on the dollar standard since we financed World War I for the Brits, right? And we took over the world financial system since then. You want to stay on the dollar standard? You really need to release $10 trillion of digital currency, and then you'll be on the dollar standard. But what I just described basically replaces every currency in the world with the dollar, which the U.S. controls, and it siphons off hundreds of trillions of dollars of 20th century capital assets and half of the capital in the rest of the world. And 75% of the capital of our enemies gets siphoned into Bitcoin. And the big beneficiary is the U.S. government. And after that, every U.S. company, because we're the ones that own and run it.